Hello. Okay. Greetings, and this is a lyricology session. Okay, and the title today's topic lesson we have titled. By the way, this is the first lesson. That's LYR 111. That's the course code. That's the course code, and the lesson is the title of the course because some of our students, you are new to the lyricology program. Okay, the preliminary program basically afforded us opportunities towards learning the general mandatory courses like ear training for SOL 100 and those in instrumentation, introduction to your instruments, and recording artistry students. I think we just basically introduced vocals in the preliminary uh, 2 3 weeks. So, but this is the first lesson of the first semester under the course called Lyricology. Lyricology applies to those in recording artistry, so that in case some of us really don't have a what is it called now? Our haven't gotten well acquainted with our students' profile, our course listings, and so on. So it is essentially uh, the whole idea. It's basically that is your lyricology courses, your composition courses, your list of courses there, and your students' profile. All right. So I won't be getting so much into all of that here, so that we can face focus on our session. So the topic, of course, like we mentioned, is the first lesson, lesson one of LYR 111, developing lyrical intentionality. That's the title of the course. LYR 111 is titled Developing Lyrical Intentionality. All right, so LYR 111, lesson one, that is first topic or first session, first lesson, is basically introduction to lyricology. I had actually intended to do some sessions using the board today so that we could get a full pedagogy style. But my apologies, it didn't. Some of our sound equipment malfunctioned. Okay, so let's get into it. So, the first thing is to keep words. You know, one of the reasons I enjoy lyricology classes and lyricology lessons is essentially because it has to do with meaning. It is meaning packed. There is almost nothing you look around or look into when you're dealing with lyricology that is not going to be fully meaning engaging. So in this session, you're dealing with meaning and meanings. All right. You have to understand that words is what we're studying in lyricology and composition. Composition is the aspect that has to do with the tune or melody writing, what is called melody writing. So, but lyricology itself essentially has to do with the words. So, words, and words. And it is a very, very important subject here, learning to use words. So uh, take the word lyricology, two words immediately. We lay two words side by side. One of them is lyrics and the other one is logy. Now, basically, it means the study of lyrics. Okay, so but now meaning is what I've emphasized earlier on, and meaning is so important when we are talking about lyricology. So when we say the study of lyrics, or it does not just imply critical study of songs already written, the words of songs already written. Fine, that is one aspect, and that is really the surface of it. it actually implies that you are studying and understudying principles that bring about the use of words. Please pay attention to that. The use of words for great or real impact making, to really take words, translate the words into very, very meaningful use. You understand? So that is the first thing to note, that the use of words, learning how to take words, use them, utilize them, but purposefully. So it is not just random use, and that is one of the first things that is the weakness of musical words, of songs in present day. You have words that there is little attention paid to purpose when songs are written. Now, remember what I've said, that lyricology is essentially meaning packed, meaning driven. So you're looking here at how to use, what to do with taking words that you intend to make into music, quite all right. But there has to be a whole lot of intentional purpose behind it. So the words are not going to just be random words, though. They have to be words which are targeted. Each word in lyrical writing that forms a sentence is as important as not just selling a record. That is very much at the low side of the whole thing. Lyricology or lyricism is like this. Let's tie it to expression of a man's life. Now, the lyricist essentially is communicating their life. So, what is lyricology? Introducing lyricology, getting a full overview of it. It's actually looking at how a songwriter, someone who writes songs, it's going to communicate their life. You there is no way to, you can't downplay it. So if you have people who do not exactly have life philosophies, you want to write about love now, but your life philosophy concerning love is shallow. You have a very small, something that is not deep, something shallow, that cannot really hit the depths of the ocean. The human heart or the human soul is a very deep one, and the human heart is a difficult wall to crack, a big, like a rock. Now, if you are coming, and if I am coming as a lyricist, as a songwriter, and there is not something within me, there is not philosophy, there is not life within me that is able to break through the stones and the rocks of a man's heart, it's going to just be something which they would sing, dance, and immediately forget your words. Now, but there is a downside, there's another side to it. Soul is also something which absorbs things subconsciously. So that you would wonder why lyrics that passes on things which are, let's say, that are set, let's say, negative values. Okay, you wonder why those ones seem to captivate and hold hold firmly to the hearts of people, or impact society, so to speak, the most. So it is because of these situations where you have the human soul is going to lay hold on something in your subconscious. You have found yourself unintentionally, without intending, musing words of a song you don't like. You don't like the song, but the words just out of nowhere come into your mind on a day. In fact, sometimes you wake up and you're waking up with something like that, and you wonder, how did this come in? So now it is because in lyricology or in lyrics writing, you are actually bringing two powerful things together. Words by itself, words alone, it's very, very, very powerful. Now, melody, that is music, is also very, very powerful. So when you bring two powerful things together, words plus music plus sound together, two very powerful stuff, when you merge them together, it becomes something which is very much able to hold the heart and shaping it. So this is just laying down a foundation of the importance or essentiality of lyrics writing. Now, we want to move further because our interest is not just talking about these things. Our interest, the course is to train songwriters. So our interest is looking at how these things come into your experience, day-to-day experience, when you pick a pen and you want to write a song. Okay, so now one of the first things which we would talk about is we've established that foundation and it is important to not forget it. And what is that foundation? The foundation is that the heart of the philosophy or the life character of the lyricist himself. It is your life, your value, your belief system. You, as the lyricist, you are what you are going to write. Okay, that is when you want to really impact. Otherwise, you want to just add volume and we don't need to go very far to prove the point. We have on we can't count how many uh, lyrics, so to speak, there are songs, so to speak, that there are, okay, in the world today, but we can actually count that they rate in their number. We can They are beyond numbers. You can pick down the whole history of man. You see, there's so much that we have in terms of songs and lyrics. So, but then there is a big deal, and that big deal is in all these this volume library of songs we have, you begin to wonder how much of an impact these songs have had in societies. You know, one of the funny things I often remark in our in class sometimes with our students on site is this, that we blame everybody else for the vices in society, right? You blame government, you blame politicians, you blame sometimes religious leaders, and you could be right in doing that. So, but one folk escapes the whole blame all the time, escapes blame game, and is the songwriter, is the musician. But guess who influences society the most? It's the musician. Little wonder is it Plato the philosopher who said, let me make the music of a nation and I don't care who makes the laws. You get. So it is like that. So the people who somewhat have the strongest platform to impact all society audiences many a times are musicians and songwriters more specifically. Okay, so we are establishing something, and that is what makes the business of lyricology or songwriting difficult. You cannot give what you don't have. One of my songs, Reading for the Soul, says something like you can't give the meaning you don't live through the music of your heart. They say wherever words fail, music speaks on through the night. But you can't give meaning you don't live through the music of your heart. So the music that is from your heart is contrary to the life that is called your character. You can't give that which you don't mean. It's going to fall totally short of what is real. So, in this first episode of this session, we've tried to talk about the foundation necessary. So, in the next episode, the next phase of the lesson, we'll be talking about the idea, how ideas, which is what I call in our curriculum the first principle, that is idea, the trigger of idea. So we'll be looking at how ideas are triggered I think I'm understanding some of our some persons are having difficulties joining the session, so I would try to see what we can do about that. Apologies again, we didn't start at the stipulated time or even follow our exact preparation. So most of the things, it's just that it had been scheduled, so I had to just not cancel it but proceed. But please, thank you for those of us who joined in, and hopefully we would make things better and communicate with us concerning the next sessions. Thank you.